Hello, good afternoon.
Uh, Good afternoon for you. It's I, still morning, but yeah.
Thank you very much for taking the time to talk me today. My name is Sulistia Agustin and my friend
My name is Siti Hamidah.
Okay. And I'm a university student from Indonesia. This interview is for my college assignment about teachers' journeys and experiences. I really appreciate your willingness to be interviewed. If it's okay, I will mostly ask the questions and you can just answer. Please feel free to speak slowly because English is not my first language. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead. Ask your questions.
Okay. Could you please introduce yourself?
So my name is Alexandre. I'm 21 years old, Belgian. I'm still a student, so I'm a social assistant student in Belgium. And well, that's it. I don't know if you have if there's interesting things I can tell about me, but well, that's it.
Okay. Thank you for the introduction. Now, I would like to know more about your teaching background.
Mhm. You mean the degree I got or what I'm currently studying? Okay. So I have my um, how can I explain that in English? Um, it's not a university, so it's more like a bachelor grade. And so social assistant studies, it's like um, uh, basically you're helping other people, and you can do that in different fields in the society. So, for example, some social assistants work in the prison, some others work in hospitals, some others work in government buildings. Like we have what we call the commune. So it's like a place where people can come and if they need papers of some sort like ID card or administrative papers. And the social assistants, they can help, for example, the people that need social help. So, for example, to fill up forms or to receive some help from the government because Belgium has social security and social like some kind of system, so people can receive some help, but they need um, to follow some criteria. So the social assistant is there to help in that matter. Me personally, this year I'm doing because in social assistant studies we do part working, part studying. I'm doing my internship in a hospital, so well, I can see all kind of um, uh, askings from the population, and well, your interview is about more about experiences and teaching, I think. So in that regard, I don't really uh, be teaching to the population, but social assistant can do that. For example, for the prevention. So about some subject, they can explain about it and like make people more having more knowledge about the subject. but well, I didn't do that during my internship. But between students, yes, I did that kind of thing. So I helped them, but not formally. I helped them um, with their classes or um, some some work they tried to do, but did they were they were able to finish it. So I gave them some advices, or I tried to explain to them some parts of the the course they didn't understood, but I did. So that's it. So I don't know if it's if it's reply a question or not, but yeah.
Okay, no.
That's very interesting and relate to that. What subject or faith do you teach?
So I did help on a subject about um, I think it was psychology, I think, if I remember, because we have psychology, sociology, philosophy, economy, and history. I know I helped also a lot in the history class because I was pretty good at it. So yeah.
Okay. How long have you been teaching?
I think like some on a period, if I had to compile every time I helped them, I would say maybe a week, because it's really short explanation and helping, but um, yeah, I'm not really a teacher. I'm not really good at teaching, but I help with what I can do. And yeah, but we have what is interesting in my school, we have what we call so it's some kind of system where the student of the higher grade. So for example, if and I have some problems with a class, yeah, someone from the second grade can teach me the class, the lesson I didn't understood. So that student will be paid by the school, and yeah, it's interesting because, for example, me, I had some difficulty with philosophy class, and there were another student who was really good at it and understood clearly what the teacher from came, and I think maybe max 30 minutes. I understood. We did some exercises. We did the last exam we had. So I had my sheet of paper with my reply from the last exam, and we redid all of the questions. So yeah, I think it's quite interesting, but it's also you need to have time for that. And this year it's quite difficult because it's my last year. So normally this year will be graduated. So you need to have time to teach people, and you need to know enough the lessons. So when you try to explain something, it's clear for you and for them, or it won't be interesting, it won't be helpful at all. So yeah.
Okay, that's great experience. Okay, next. Now, I would like to ask about your journey as a teacher.
Okay. My journey. I think it's quite short, but um, my journey. Um, I think, yeah, like I said, it's on short amount of time. So I wouldn't have tried that when I was younger because it's quite complicated for me to explain things. But yeah, I think with time, when you get older and wiser, you know better what you're talking about. It's easier to explain. And well, I think I tried when I was in my first grades, and then after that, I didn't much do that, honestly, because I had my own problems to deal with. But I support that idea to have other students to help the students. But yeah, I think we need a better um, we need better help from the school. Like it doesn't have to be during the classes they have. So it don't have to be restrictive for the student who teach and the student who learning. And I think better paid because I think it's not enough paid compared to the teacher, the real teacher, because it's still teaching and you take your time for that. So yeah, and maybe have something more organized, because here it's like if some students want to teach, well, they have to ask, but there's not like a list and you know who he's willing to teach. So you don't know who you can ask. You have to search a lot. So I think that will be helpful. But on my journey, my own, yeah, it's not quite a big, but it's interesting, and I think some other people may have more experience about that than me. But well, that's it.
Okay, next. Why did you decide to become a teacher?
I didn't decide to become teacher, but I think teaching it's great because you have your own sets of visions. Like you learn something in your own way, and you can teach someone else how to think like you, and it can help them to overpass some problems, like if they have some difficulties with some theory, and well, you understood clearly what is it, and you can figure out how to change the point of view about it, and find it's not that hard. So yeah.
I see, that's very inspiring.
Speaking about your journey, could you tell me about your educational background or teaching training?
I don't have teaching trainings at all. Um, it's just like self learning from my own experience, and I think feedback from the students. So I'm not doing um, teach like teaching grades, um, social assistant teachers, but they can teach people things. They learn from their work, something that I think are important for the population, but they are not teachers. That's not their roles. But yeah, so I think part of um, 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 ways of doing it is from our methodology from our studies, because social assistants need to be quite organized, and teachers too. So yeah.
Okay, thank you for explaining that. Moving on to your early teaching experience,
What were your experience when
sis.
you first start teaching?
So you want me to talk about my first teaching experience, right? I'm asking, is it that you want me to talk about my first teaching experience? Um, uh, did did you understood what I said?
No, I don't.
No, no. Okay. So I asked you, do you want me to talk about my first teaching experience?
Okay,
Yes or
right.
no?
Okay.
Okay, okay, yes. Okay, okay. Um, so I think it's like 2 years ago when I was in my um, in first grade of social assistant studies. And well, I think it's just it went naturally to wanting to help other students. So I didn't wrote my name on an official list, or I didn't talk to the school, the director or the teachers about helping other students. I just help them like on the way to the classes or during the breaks, and yeah, I talked about things I knew, so the classes I were good at, and I shared my notes with them, um, and I think it's interesting now. Maybe I wasn't that good. I don't know. I don't have much feedback from the students, and well, that's it.
Okay. Which brings me to my next question. What are the biggest challenges you face as a teacher?
Hmm, the biggest challenges. I think it's to be able to reply to the request from the student. So if they have a precise question and you don't know how to reply to that, I think it's quite complicated because yeah, your job is to fulfill the questions you receive from them. So yeah, I think it's be able to communicate clearly with them and be helpful because if you are not able to help them in that regard, I think it's a bit pointless to teach them something because they're here to have uh, they're here to they are here to resolve a problem they have about the class. And well, if you can't help them about that, it's not you are not useful at all. So that's it.
I understand. And how do you deal with those challenges?
I try to do my best, and if they don't understand, they always tell me about it. So it's not like um, to understand and change my point of view, my explanations to have something that could be clearer for them. So yeah, I think feedbacks is the best thing that help about teaching.
Okay, how do you usually overcome those challenges?
How do you usually overcome these challenges?
Okay, how do I usually overcome the challenges? I don't know how to to reply for that, but um, I think with patience and understanding the student position, and well, also with my knowledge. So yes, that's it.
That's good strategy.
Despite the challenges, what do you like the most about being a teacher?
Um, I think I think the thing the thing I think is the most interesting part of being a teacher is that um, you can you can teach and share experience to other students. So even though you might be not that skillful in other um, classes, on other, for example, if you are good at teaching, maybe you're not good at I don't know, cooking or everyone had. So I think it's good to be helpful to others and to gain experience from teaching.
That's really meaningful and relate to your experience. Mhm. What?
You mean related to my experience?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. What
Um,
is your most memorable or meaningful experience as a teacher?
um, I think um, one of the students I helped when like much later in the year, they came back and they told me that it was useful, the class I gave them. So yeah, I think their feedback, not during the class, but after to the exams, it's quite meaningful because you know how it can be. Yeah.
Wow, that's a very teaching experience.
Very touching experience. Based on your long experience, in your opinion, what skills are important for a good teacher today?
What's it's important to have to be a good teacher today?
Yes.
Okay. I think so. Like I said, I think you need to be patient. You need to be knowledgeable. So you need to know what you're talking about. You need to be organized. So in your head and in your notes, so it's clear for the student. And I think you need to be positive because when you are not in a good mental state, it's quite complicated to help other students. But it's like other teachers in general, I think. It's not only from students to students.
Okay, thank you. That's very useful.
Lastly, I'd like to ask for you advice.
Okay, what advice what advice would you give to teacher candidates or students like me who want to become teachers in the future?
Ah, yeah, so you want to be a teacher. Okay.
Yes.
What kind of advices I could give you? I think don't be too harsh on yourself because I think at first you will might do quite some mistakes, and it's quite normal when you get more experience. You do less mistakes. I think also you need to keep I don't know which kind of population you will teach. Is it small children, or it's more like older kind of students? So depending on the population, you will have to adapt. So for example, the kids they don't have much focus time, so we have to be quite interactive with them, so they keep their attention to your class. Or if you have you are teaching to quite older students, it's quite different. So yeah.
Thank you so much for that advice.
Okay, how can students prepare themselves to be good teacher?
Can you repeat, please?
How
The
can
question.
How can students prepare themselves to be good teachers?
Well, I think it's like the advisor's question. I think you can prepare yourself if you mean prepared before you teach. So if you have a class you are teaching, I think you need to be in a good mood and prepare your notes, and maybe you can also have feedback from other teachers. For example, if you want to do a class and you prepared all your notes and you want to network about if it's readable, if it's clear or not. It's always good to have feedbacks from other teachers, but also from the students. So I think at the end of a class, for example, you can ask the students what they, or if it's not during the end of the class, at least before your next class, you can ask them what kind of you can ask them what they thought about the last class, so you can do better on the next one. So you can adapt to what they need. If they need, for example, more interaction, like I know some students they prefer a class with some videos, or the way you're teaching. Maybe you need to adapt a bit, to change a bit. So yeah, I think it's important.
Okay, I will definitely remember that. Thank you very much for sharing your experience and insight. I learned a lot from this interview. Your story really inspires me as a future teacher. Thank you for your time and kindness. I wish you all the best in your career and daily life. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day too.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.